Hey everybody, Jillian here for Illustrated Faith's Print and Pray Shop. Today I have a brand new Bible journaling process video I am bringing you using Shanna Klingerman's Print and Pray set Send Love. So I've got the 3 sheets of ephemera here, and then I printed out the Send Love card set. So you get these adorable 3x4 cards. I think I might use one of them for my page today. And then there's also a Send Love pattern paper bundle. And so you can see that here along with off to the left, top left of the screen. There's some adorable coordinating patterns that go with the set. So I printed one sheet on clear sticker paper. You'll see how I use that in a moment, but I'm thinking at this point I'm going to use this pink scooter, this card for journaling, and maybe a few other bits and pieces. So first I'm going to go ahead and cut out the elements that I know I want to use. So now I've got the 3 main pieces that I think I want to incorporate onto my page, and before I put anything down with my tape runner, I want to create a colorful background to bring in some of these beautiful colors onto my page, peeking out from behind this journal card. So I've got some acrylic paints here, and I'm just going to put a really tiny amount on my paint palette here, and then water it down, like really, really water it down and saturate the page. So what I like to do before adding color to a page or paint or any type of like wet media, I want to figure out where these print and pray elements are going to live, and then think about where the paint is going to peek out from behind them. So I'm going to draw a little mark with my pencil here to note that I really don't need to bring any color down beyond that point. So I've got a jar of water off camera here. Oh, there it is. And I'm using like I think it's a mop brush, and I'm just loading it up with water and then swirling it around with the paint, more water, more paint, and then just applying it to the page. You could also do this with a paint card. I've done it that way, and it gives you like this really cool abstract look too. And I'm going to hit the page with my heat tool in between just about each color. Since there is so much water, I didn't want them to like blend and get murky. And so in between putting down color on the page, you can see that I'm tapping my paintbrush to give me some paint splatters all over the place. And again, using my heat tool to dry that layer before I move on to the next one. I'm going to move on to this gorgeous teal color. I think it's called light turquoise. It's like an Anita's acrylic craft paint. I just love these colors together. They're so pretty. And I'm just doing the same thing, putting a little bit down and then splattering it around the place. And I really love, because those 2 layers of pink are dried, the teal just kind of sits on top of there. And I love how that looks. If I had kept them all wet and didn't let them dry in between, then they would like kind of mix. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of black. I'm not going to like put black paint on my page, like a big blob of black paint, but I do like the black paint splatters, and that's what I added last. Then I went in down to with the bottom and brought a little more of that like peachish pink down to the bottom, and just moved it like around the teal so that they didn't mix. Fortunately, I had my trusty paint mat in place to protect the pages underneath the one I was working on, and I'm so glad I had it, because I don't know if you can see here, but I got paint all over my fingers when I moved the mat. So that would have ended up all over the other pages in my Bible if I didn't have that. So one more pass with the heat tool just to make sure that everything's dry before I start taping things down on top of my page. So I trimmed this 3x4 card down a little bit. I didn't need the whole thing, and I wanted to have it layered underneath this little scooter. And now that the scooter is fussy cut, I'm going to go ahead and use the Illustrated Faith tape runner here to get both of these pieces down. You can see there's a lot of that card hanging over the edge just because I didn't want to cover the text, and I didn't have that much to journal. So I figured this would be enough room. Now I'm thinking about using this adorable postage stamp. It's so cute, but that's really where I want my title to go, and I'm not sure how it's going to work together. And the point of this page is to illustrate the verse using this scooter with its basket full of hearts. I'll share more about the heart behind it in a moment. But the postage stamp, as beautiful as it is, it just didn't really fit with what I wanted to talk about. So that's going to go away shortly so that I can have plenty of room for these tiny, colorful alpha stickers that I'm going to use to build my title. Now this word Jesus is part of, I think it came from a gratitude documented release. Either that or one of the 100 Days of Bible Promises words that I think it was Shanna created for us. I really like having these pages because they are filled with words that we use frequently in Bible journaling, and they really help preserve your alphabet stickers and are great for building titles. The same with wordfetti. I like to use the words of, the, a, and with wordfetti instead of alpha stickers. I decided though to use these little wooden block alpha stamps that are on the top right of the screen. In a moment you'll see that I kind of switch those out, and I'm going to use those incorporated into my title. So the verse I'm journaling today is John 13:34 to 13. And last weekend, my husband and I had the opportunity to go out of town to celebrate our wedding anniversary. Thank you, grandparents. They made it possible. It was a great weekend away. That Sunday morning, we got to worship with our extended church family. We got to visit them again. That was really nice. But during the sermon, I was having a really hard time following along because there was this woman in front of me who was visibly upset. And I felt really bad for her. And I was like, I need to go just talk to her after the service. I didn't know what I was going to say. And then I kept thinking, like through the message, of like reasons I shouldn't do it, reasons I needed to give her space. I didn't want to be like that weirdo visitor in church that morning. So this is all going on in my mind. The pastor's preaching, and he started to get louder. I think it's because he was like wrapping up. And he said, you either need the touch of Jesus or you need to be the touch of Jesus. And at the moment, I didn't understand how it was relevant to his message. I mean, I had been zoning in and out, but I understood that to be confirmation from the Holy Spirit. Yes, Jill, go talk to her. So I love journaling God winks in my Bible. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love documenting when they see the creator of the universe so personally, like working, manifesting himself in our lives, right? So that's what this entry is. It's that the spirit-filled moment. I can't get enough of them. I love them. And I love documenting them. So he didn't really have a verse for this point in his message, so I decided to journal it here in John 13:34 and 35, where Jesus says to his disciples, a new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. So I really love this pink scooter and its cute little basket of hearts. I use it to illustrate the idea of us just zipping around with so much love that it spills out of this basket. And while we may not all be riding around on scooters all day, the world will certainly know that we are Jesus's when we love others the way that he loved us. And so my prayer here on this page is that all of us would just be attuned to those around us who may be hurting and who need us to be the touch of Jesus to them. So I used a bit of that pattern paper as I would some of the Illustrated Faith highlighter washi. I just cut some super thin, wonky strips from that patterned paper that I had printed on sticker paper. I used the Avery 8665 clear label paper. It's linked below. And I just created a box around this the passage, and then decided to use the word Fetty that said disciple for my tab at the top. The tab punched out of that one sheet of ephemera from Shanna's set. And then I've got these hearts here that are also printed on clear sticker paper, and I want to have them just kind of floating up the page. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down, but like visually when you see it, it's like they're floating up from this passage, from this scooter. And I love that it's turned out just to be such a bright, fun, colorful entry to remind me of this spirit-filled moment. So wonderful. I'm looking here at Shanna's set to see if there's anything else I want to add. The only problem I have with Shanna's printables are that I can't stop adding things to my page. I want to use them all the things on one page. They're just so cute. But I'm exercising some restraint here, and I'm just going to put down my journaling on this card, and I kind of had a little bit of room left over from the end of my prayer to the top of that scooter. There was like a little bit of just blank space there, so I chose to handwrite the date in, the date that it happened, instead of stamping on the page like usual. And that's gonna do it. So I've got to finish to look at my page here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to pick up Shanna's printables set Send Love, it's linked in the video description below. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.